Namaste everyone. In today's video, we're going to focus on Muni Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 4.20. Now in this particular Yoga Sutra, Muni Patanjali is further explaining why the Chitta is not capable of perceiving its own realm of perception and why it receives that from the Purusha, which makes it and stimulates it into action. So let's take a good look at this sutra, which is yet again quite a short and compact one. Let's understand what exactly the sutra is saying, and then let's break it up word by word to understand it even further. So the sutra itself goes, Eka samaye chobhaya navadharanam. Alright, so this is the sutra itself, quite short, quite easy to understand. And now we're going to start off with the meanings of each of the words. So the first word in this particular sutra is Eka. Eka, which means one. Then comes the next word, which is Samay, which refers to time. And even very commonly in Hindi as well, we refer to time as Samay. And then comes the next word over here, which is Chobhaya Navadharanam. So quite a massive compound word right there. Let's start breaking it up to see what it stands for and what it means. The first segment here is just Ch, which means and. Then we come to the next word, which is Ubhaya, which refers to both. Then there is an or ana, which means not. And avadharan, which means knowing or cognizing. So here it's indicating that both are not cognized. So overall, now that we've seen the meanings of the words, what the sutra is saying is that at the same time, both cannot be cognized. And both are the Chitta itself and what it is perceiving. So it's trying to tell us that the Chitta, since it's doing the process of perception, it cannot be involved in perceiving the process itself because it's doing the process, right? So that third party perspective only comes from the Purusha. While the Chitta is doing the perception process, the Chitta is not able to go and see inside its perception what is going on. That is something that comes from the potentiality of the Purusha. Alright, so this is again a very fundamental key concept of the Sankhya theory. So really I have to say Sankhya theory is one of the most important ones because the foundation of that theory is what helps us to understand the entire Yoga Sutra theory properly. So Sankhya is a real must watch. It's something we have to dive into and understand better. But coming back to this particular sutra, essentially, we need to understand that the Chitta is doing the process of perception, cognition, and the Chitta is only able to concentrate on one thing at a time. Even though sometimes we think we are multitasking and we're doing many things at the same time, if you break down the thought process of the Chitta while it's doing so, you go really deep. In every millisecond, it can only focus on one thing at a time. So even if it feels like it's doing multiple things, it's short bursts of one thing at a time. And how we know this is because in the states of mind and the whole practice of yoga, the aim is to bring the mind into one-pointedness. The reason is because that's when it functions the best. If it could take in a lot of different things at the same time and still have very high concentration, then there would be no reason to say that have one pointed focus. Then you could just be however and allow all the information to come in. But throughout, in all the Yoga Sutras and chapters, we talk about Sanyam, we talk about Dhyan, we talk about focus. And so since that is such an essential theme, it's really important to understand that the mind and the Chitta itself needs to be one-pointed and one-focused. Otherwise, it just goes haywire. So since it requires that one-pointedness, that means clearly it can perceive or grasp only one object properly at a time. And therefore, if the Chitta is busy cognizing or understanding another object, it cannot cognize itself at the same time. So it needs that potential of the Purusha to do so, and that's kind of like the job of the Purusha, to serve as a witness, while the Chitta does the job of actively engaging with the world and drawing in perception from it. So in a way, this sutra is really just continuing the line of thought, the explanation, the understanding which was present in the previous video. And it's just taking that a little further and explaining to us even more deeply that, look, it is the Purusha which is doing the job of witnessing. It cannot be the Chitta itself, because the Chitta is involved in the process of perception. And clearly, since it's perceiving something, it's not able to perceive itself at the same time, and therefore the job is, given to the Purusha, and the Purusha does that witness principle responsibility of observing the Chitta. So this is what we're being told in Sutra 4.20. I think this has been such an incredible journey so far in the last few sutras. Just understanding the dynamic between Purusha, Prakriti, Chitta, understanding how it plays out on a minute level is just so fascinating, because mostly we can't even tell the difference. So many things are going on inside us, but yet we're not able to experientially tell the difference. So even now, while I'm intellectually teaching it to you, experientially we're yet to do that on the yoga mat, and that takes much longer. So studying it is great, but experience trumps intellectuality, and that's something that we really have to remember with the Yoga Sutras. It's easy to fall in love with the philosophy and negate or forget about the experiential part. So from experience, I will say that as much as you love the philosophy, love it, but also get on the mat and experience it, so you can bring these concepts to life, and they don't just remain in the book, but they come alive inside you as you experience them. So that's it for Sutra 4.20. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. And also feel free to share this video with your friends and family, especially those that are studying the Yoga Sutras or yoga philosophy. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because we're releasing new videos every single week. Now, we can't wait to see you in the next video or in our next class, course or workshop, the links for which are in the description. So we look forward to seeing you very soon. Until then, take care, keep practicing, and we're going to see you in the next one. Namaste.